Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we'll start with the enrichment classes. Today's enrichment is going to be on unit 1. That unit which is titled Complaints. All you need for the lesson today is your books on the first unit, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started with these exercises. In this unit, so far, we have taken 4 units. The first one was titled Complaints. The second one was about I wonder what happened. The third was about if it hadn't happened. And unit 4 was about what they said. Today we will focus on the first one, which is complaints. How are we going to do this enrichment? We're going to refer to the self-reflection part in your books, page 19. The objectives in there, we're going to make sure that you've got them. Let's get started with them one by one. On page 8, we've actually talked about problems and things that need to be done. Things need to be done, needs to be fixed or repaired. Actually, these are some of the problems that some customers or some people will complain about. They're having problems with. What's wrong with this pipe? This one is actually a pipe. We can say that it is a leaky pipe. Leaky. The second one in here. Look at the car, not the car itself, but the tire. What's wrong with the tire in here? Flat tire. The tire is flat. How about these pants? Look at them. They are not clean. So we will say stain. We're having a stain. Stained pants. How about this TV? It doesn't work very well. It is down. So the TV, there are lines on the screen. How are we going to complain about these things? We are going to express using adjectives, or we can use the past participle tense of the verb as if it were an adjective. Let's look at this picture. This is actually a computer and it doesn't work. So we will say the computer crashed. What do we need to do with the computer if it crashed? We will say the computer needs to be repaired, needs to be fixed. Am I going to do it? It doesn't matter who would do it. So the first one in here, the computer crashed computer, and we need to do something towards that thing. The second one, this one is actually a carpet. What's wrong with the carpet? The carpet has a stain, or it is stained. The carpet is stained. What do we need to do with it? The carpet needs to be cleaned. Needs to be cleaned. How about this tire? Look at the tire. What's wrong? What can we do towards it? Here, the car has a flat tire. Flat tire. And the tire needs to be replaced, fixed, or replaced. Okay. On page 10, we have discussed some silly instructions. We have got some instructions that you can find them on product, and we discussed, do you think it is silly? Do you think it is good for the customers to read these? Let's read these and you will tell. On a hair dryer, what instructions do you think that we could find on a hair dryer? Maybe use this volt or that volt. Maybe use it on wet hair. Don't use it on wet hair, but use it on dry hair, and these things. Like, do not use while sleeping. Once you are asleep, don't use it. Do you think it's silly? I think it's funny. Don't use in water, whether your hair is wet or when you are beside the bathtub or any water surface. I think it's important. Then here, the instruction will be, you shouldn't use in bed or in the shower. Never use it beside the bed or in the shower. How about the second one? This one is a baby stroller. You will put the baby and you will push them instead of carrying them. Here, put on brakes on slope. We have a slope, don't put it on brake so it will not slide. It might roll down quickly. So what is the instruction or the advice in here? You should put the brakes on to avoid rolling down, so it will not roll down. And you can refer to page 10 for more instructions in here. On page 14, we have discussed the idea of the use of needs to be done and have or get something done. In this situation, we are actually showing a problem, then we will come up with a solution. It could be have been done or we will have it done. So to show a problem, you will say that need to be done. Need to be done. And the second one, when you are having a solution, we will say have or get the object done. Have the computer done. Let's look at this one. We're having a roof, so we will say the roof needs to be repaired. Maybe it is broken or it leaks. Needs to be repaired. Always need, based on the tense, you will use whether S-I-N-G or you will use will. Always to be, and choose the correct verb with the past participle tense of the verb. Then, when you get someone to do it for you, you will say, he is going to have or get the roof repaired. So, you can choose between have or get, it's up to you. The object, which is the thing that needs to be fixed, and repaired. What are you going to do towards it? I will repair it. I will get it repaired. Okay. Now, the same thing in here. The owner of an apartment is very eager to rent it. How do you think the response to some of the comments? People are going to comment on certain parts within the apartment or in the house, and he's going to reply, I will get it done. I will do it for you. There is a leaky pipe in the kitchen. The water leaks in the kitchen. So, what would he say? I will have it repaired. I will have it fixed. Also, another one, the faucet is dripping. The faucet or the tap drips. It drips. So, how are you going to do? What are you going to do towards it? He will say, I will have it fixed, repaired, replaced as well, we can use. There are loose floorboards in the living room. The floorboards are loose. When you walk on them, you will hear some sound. You need to fix them or here to replace them, come up with new ones. So he will say, I will get it replaced, the loose floorboards. The window pane is broken in the bedroom. So we're having the window pane is broken. Here, let's use change. I will come up with a new one. He will say, I will get it changed. I will change it and I will get you a new one. All of these, you can use have or get. You can choose between have or get. Then the object, here we're having the leaky pipe. Here we're having the faucet, the floorboards, and in here we're having the window pane. Choose, then use the verb, which is the past participle tense of the verb. Okay. Using the past participle as an adjective, and you can refer to page 8 for this. What is the, let's say, the past participle tense of the verb is verb number 3. It doesn't function only as a verb. Sometimes it functions as if it were an adjective, like here. The DVD is scratched. The verb scratch, past participle tense of the verb, it is not an adjective like big, small, or we're having little. Here, scratched is a verb in the past participle tense. However, it describes the noun, so it functions, it works as if it were an adjective. So we're having the choice whether to choose this or that, a verb or past participle tense of the verb or the adjective. Here, what's wrong with this car? We will name the object, then we will come up with the problem. So, the windshield is cracked. It's It's not broken. Broken, it will be falling in the floor. However, this one is cracked. Where it is? Cracked. Notice cracked is the past participle tense of the verb crack. Here, what's wrong with the doorknob? The doorknob, you will hold it to open the door. What's wrong with the doorknob? The doorknob is broken. It's not an adjective, broken. Broken is the past participle tense of the verb. What's wrong with the DVD or the CD? It doesn't work. I will say the DVD is scratched. Scratched. And here, what's wrong with the carpet? This is a carpet where we will put it on the floor. We're having a stain in there. Maybe something had spilled on it. We will say the carpet is stained. It is a stained carpet. Okay, let's continue in here. Using the past participle tense of the verb as an adjective. Here, write what is wrong with the items. We will read the sentence, then you will come up. What do you think is wrong with this or that item? His new shirt had a large hole. It was, when something is having a hole, we will say it is torn or damaged. When something is having a hole, we will say the whole thing is damaged. It is torn. It needs to be sewn. His new leather jacket, so it can't be torn. Leather jacket had large muddy spots that would not come off. It was, we're having spots, so dirty. We can say it was stained, stained, spotted. Number 3, his new helmet had a thin line running across it. Helmet is the head cover, not the hat, the one that is a protective kind. Helmet, we're having lines in there. It was cracked, so not broken, cracked. It was cracked. It works, however, it is not in the best condition. His sunglasses were in pieces. They were 2 pieces. They were actually broken. And this is the difference between broken and we're having cracked. Broken in 2 pieces, cracked where it is. His new laptop case was full of holes and the handle was broken. It was damaged. We're having many problems with it. Broken, cracked, and maybe it doesn't work, so damaged. And you notice here, broken. This is a past participle tense of the verb as well. So you can use verb number 3, which is the past participle, to describe a noun. It's not only the adjectives, even verbs can describe nouns if they are in the past participle tense of the verb. On page 16, we have discussed how to form question on present perfect tense. What is the present perfect? Whenever we say perfect, it means has or have. Present, we will use whether has or have. And question, just change the order. Okay. She has baked a delicious pie. Let's analyze it. Here we're having the subject. Has baked is our verb. How can you change this one into yes-no question? Let's say a short question. All you need to do is to change the order. Crisscross, inversion. Has she baked a delicious pie? What do you think? According to the sentence, look at the picture. I will agree. So I will say yes. Yes, she has. Yes, she has baked a delicious pie. How about, has she baked a delicious cake? Is it a cake? No, it's not a cake, it's a pie. So we will say, no, she hasn't. She hasn't baked a cake. She baked a pie. She baked a pie. Okay. The following, how about if we want to ask a question, but this time we're not going to ask it a short question, a yes-no question, we will ask a WH question. The first thing that you need to do is to come up with a yes-no question. All you do is change the order just as we have done. Has she baked a delicious pie? Yes, she has baked a delicious pie. Then, delicious pie. Which WH question word do we use for it? They are the who, how, what, where, and the others. We use something, so we will use what. Let's add what. Usually the WH question word comes at the very beginning of the sentence. So what? Has she baked a delicious pie? Take out the answer. We need a reply with a delicious pie, so it will be, what has she baked? She has baked a delicious pie. Or the answer will be a delicious pie. Okay? Add the WH question word, take out the answer, and that is it. Okay. On page 16 also, we have discussed the use of already, yet, and just. And these already, just, and yet, and others are keywords for the present perfect tense, for the perfect tense actually. Okay? So we use them, indication for or keywords for the present perfect tense. What is the difference between them? Already, an example is, I have already turned the oven off. I have done it in a minute. Also, have you already turned the oven off? So we can use it in a sentence here after the helping verb and in a question after we're having here the subject. Okay, how about just? Just, it means in a second before, moments before. I have just baked a cake. You can use it in a sentence, not a question, after, just like already, after the helping verb. How about yet? Yet is totally different than them. We use it in, have you tried the sweater yet? We use it actually in a question. However, what makes it different? That it comes at the very end of the question. And we use it in, I haven't tried the sweater yet, by the end of a negative statement, a negative sentence. Okay, so on this table we can come up with already, just, and yet, affirmative sentence, negative sentence, and a question. We can use already with both affirmative sentences and questions. Just, we can use it with affirmative sentences. And yet, we can use it in negative sentences as well as in questions, but make sure to differentiate between already and yet. Yet comes usually by the very end. Usually. Okay. Here is an exercise. Read the conversation and complete the gaps. We will use whether already, yet, or just. Sarah and Selma. So Selma, has your sister arrived? Here we're having a question. Because it is a question, I'm having two options, already or yet. By the end of the question, I will use yet. Arrived yet? Yes, she has arrived. She has already, and you can use just arrived. At long last. How long did she take to get home? Selma said, just 3 weeks. She was visiting a friend in Hail. Notice in here, if it is a question or a negative, you will use yet. Otherwise, you have to check already and the others, and just. On page 16, we have discussed forming a construction with a verb with a gerund or a verb with infinitive. Let's take them one by one. Gerund. What do we mean when we say gerund? A gerund is actually a noun. You will deal with it as if it were a noun. However, what is it? It is the verb plus ing. The ing form of the verb. Swimming. Let's say studying, learning. It is not a verb. Verb with ing, not in continuous form, as if it were a noun. Okay. When do we use the gerund? The gerund is used when it comes after one of these verbs. These verbs are give up doing. I give up trying. Stop. Stop doing. Imagine doing. Mind. I don't mind doing something. Hate. Enjoy. Avoid. Can't stand. Keep. Miss. Suggest. And finish. So if we're having any of these verbs, it will be followed by a gerund. Like, I gave up trying, he stopped talking, I can't imagine wearing this shirt or these glasses. Let's do this exercise. She can't stand the dishes. She can't stand doing the dishes. Can't stand. Live, our grandparents enjoy in the country. Our grandparents enjoy living in the country. Enjoy followed by living. The children hate their toys and share. The children hate sharing their toys. The idea of hate, sharing. How about infinitive? What is the idea of infinitive? Infinitive means to plus the verb. To do, to hate, to study, to swim, to work. When do we use them? When they are followed, when we're having need to do, want to do, and like to do. So I can say, we need to talk. I want to see you. And I'd like to help you. To help is the infinitive. Okay, let's do this one. Like computer, he to share, and doesn't. He doesn't like to share his computer. He hates sharing, but doesn't like to share. Don't, a message, need, we, and to send. We didn't need to send a message. Need to send. Me, Faris, for him, asked to wait. Faris asked me to wait for him. Ask, to do. Okay, how about the use of the subject and the object pronoun? In each sentence, we start with the subject, verb, and object. Here the subject is Sami, and the object is his grandmother. Here, this one subject, verb, and object. Instead of the subject, you can use he, she, it, they, you, we, or I. So we can replace Sami with he. How about if I want to change his grandmother, lady? So you can replace it with one of the pronoun, him or her, it or them, you, us, or me. So you can say that he helped her. Instead of grandmother, we will use the other pronoun. Because it is the object, we will use her. Let's do this exercise. He doesn't like the shoes. Not one, more than one. Is going to return. He is going to return them. He, the one, returned them, which are the shoes. Sandra is never on time. She is always late. I am going to tell, here, I am going to tell, we're having Sandra, to tell her to be more punctual, to be on time. This computer crashed. I'm going to return the computer, object, to return it, and get a refund. Excuse me, we can't find what we're having. We are looking for. Could you help? Help we? Help us. The car windscreen is cracked. Please, can you fix the windscreen? Can you fix it? Which is the object. You fix it. Then, using the imperative and the two-word verbs are like when we have put off, get along, and throw away. These are the two-word verbs. The first part, we can call it the verb, which is put, get, or throw. And the second part, we call it the particle. Sometimes it is a preposition, other times it is an adverb. How can we change the order? Turn off. When you turn off, you are not using it. Turn off the TV. We can use it this way. Turn off the TV, or turn the TV off. So all we have done is to change the order, turn the TV off, or we can say turn it off. This is number 3. We have changed the TV into it, a subject pronoun. Okay, then we're having the other one here. Clean up your hands. Number 1, subject, then the verb, which is the imperative verb, then your hands, which is the object. Clean, we will say your hands up. We have done changing the order in here. Number 2. How about if we change the your hands into a pronoun, the object pronoun? it will be clean them up. Here we have changed them, your hands into them, because we're having an object pronoun. Okay. Put away those toys. Now we will come up with the other ways to form the imperative two-word verb. Put away those toys. Put away and those toys. You can say, put those toys away. We have added it in here. Put those toys away, or put them away. Clean up the mess. This is the verb and the mess. Clean this mess up, or clean it up. 3. Turn on the cooker. We can say, turn the cooker on, or turn it on. Please turn off the light. So we can say, please turn the light off, or please turn it off. Just change, you can change the order and come up with the object pronoun for your object. Okay, guess that is it for the lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.